Hey everyone, welcome to Leo season. For all my Leo sun babies out there, happy birthday to you. We're going to do a pick a card reading today, and there's going to be a special birthday reading for you at the end. So that will be in the timestamps below. You're going to have three choices for your pick a card. You're going to have number one, which is going to be the fire, which that is what Leo is. It's a fire sign. Number two is going to be the sun, because the sun is what rules Leo. And then, of course, you have Leo will be your third choice there. So you have choice one, choice two, choice three, and we'll start with choice one now. As I mentioned, timestamps for the others are in the description box below. Let's go. If you chose reading number one, which is fire, then this is the reading for you. And by the way, all of these cards that I use and some of the information I gather on each of these is from this deck here, which is an amazing deck. So just wanted to make sure you saw that. And so fire is, of course, a very powerful energy. It's a very focused energy, a very intense energy, and it tends to, of course, burn bright. It moves quickly. It's all about passion and drive and desire to create and to take action. And this also can represent fiery emotions, which can be both a positive thing, like with the drive and passion and things like that, or it can be fiery in the not so pleasant, if you're on the receiving end of it, with anger and extreme, emotions of fear. So all that energy is what's coming in for your reading. And we're going to start off with pulling a card here from these beautiful Aboriginal Spirit Oracle, and to see what the Creator would like you to know about your Leo season. A Leo season runs like July 22nd up to August 22nd when we move into Virgo. So this will be for this month for you. And this is timeless too. So if you come across this outside of that time frame, then trust your gut, trust your intuition that you were drawn here, and there'll be, of course, information for you. Creator, what do you want those that chose the fire sign to know about their Leo season, please? Okay. And you've got the sadness card here. So don't go, oh no, look what's coming up. So this is like the possibility, like I was mentioning, you have two different, spectrums of that fiery energy. It can take you into deep sadness if you want to feel that, or it could take you into extreme happiness, the opposite of sadness, if you choose that. And that's what this fire energy does. It can, if you're tired of feeling sad, like sometimes I say, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired, then that fire can consume that. And like a phoenix, it, burns it down to ashes, and you rise a renewed, rebirthed, energetic, fiery, powerful being from it. And then having experienced sadness, you understand more fully what happiness is too. Whenever we get a negative emotion, it's like, oh no, it's a bad thing. But a wonderful journey that we have here is that we came here to actually experience all these opposite things of who we truly are. Because on the other realm, in the other side, in this place of unconditional love, you don't even know what love is, because it just is. It's like if you're breathing air, you don't realize there's air until you're like underwater, submerged. Then you're like, air. I understand what air is when I experienced when there was no air. So that's kind of this journey that we're on. And if we can get that into our ego mind and understand that these are not bad emotions, they're emotions we came here to experience, and rather than resist them, we can flow into them, through them, and on the other side we can see and compare and be aware of its opposite then. And we're like, oh, sadness, okay, happiness. Now I understand more deeply what that is. So just this month coming up is this beautiful awareness that can come around the emotions that you've looked on and judged yourself for, and see that as a positive experience, because no moment is ever wasted. Each moment we experience, and that's what we came to experience. So you're meeting 100% of the expectations, right? You're experiencing every second. Let's see what the book has to say about this as well. See if there's any additional messages, since this is a general reading. There we go. So it says, sometimes in our lives we come to the fork in the path and find it difficult to make a decision which way to go. If we procrastinate on the side of the road for too long, the universe gives us a little shove to help us get moving again. Right? Who has received a shove? Everyone. Sadness can be debilitating for one who finds themselves in this dark place. It can also be a very cleansing emotion, as it marks a point where you recognize circumstances may have to change to allow you to move forward on your journey. An explanation of the card says, you're experiencing great sorrow right now, to the degree it is a challenge for you to get up and keep going each day. This sadness is such that it feels like you have the weight of the world on your shoulders. There is light at the end of the tunnel, and this sadness will end in the next day or two. There will be no fanfare or miracle that happens. You just simply decide to get on with life. You will realize this is not how you want to use your energy, and it's time to reclaim the life you once led. It will take a few days to get back to normal. You will be feeling really good by then and happy to be out of that dark place where you have retreated for a while. And this can be both like what you're going through now, or as I mentioned, it could be these emotions, this time in your life that you judged yourself kind of harshly for, saying that I shouldn't have done that. I was so weak. I should have known better. I should have been better. I can't let that happen again. That kind of feel around it. So understanding the purpose of sadness in this month is really just an enlightening event for you this month. All right, next we're going to pull some cards here, some tarot cards. These are the Revelations Tarot by Zach Wong. And we're just going to see what else the creator would like you to know about your Leo season. All right, creator, what else would you like? Those that chose the fire element to know about their Leo season, please. All right. Anything else? Okay, these. And final pass. Any others? Okay. And that one too. Okay. And that one. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, let's reverse these in order here on how they came out. Let me just move these in a little further. All right, so, okay, yeah, you've got the Magician. So this is definitely showing that you have the ability to create what you want to create in your life. So, you are the magic one. You have the magic wand. You're the one, with the ability to go through these cycles. That's actually an 8, on its side to the infinity symbol. And the 8 is the number of strength. So knowing that you have the strength to get through the cycles that are coming into your life, these cycles between sadness and happiness, between anger and joy, between peace and chaos, between conditional love and unconditional love, between this ego human and your spiritual side. There's all these opposites of this realm that you move in and out of and in and out of. And no matter what events happen in our life, they all are predestined and designed to happen, but with your free will and this is your magic, is your free will, your power of choice. You get to determine what anything that happens in your life means. So what it means about you, what it means about others, what it means about the world, what it means about God, the creator, whatever higher power you believe in, you are the one that controls what anything means. Now, growing up, of course, you were told over and over and over again with all these opinions from the outside world on how things should be and what things should mean and are supposed to mean, but you get to challenge that. Just like reviewing and seeing what sadness means, instead of it being, don't be sad, be happy, because they didn't want you to feel sad because they felt responsible for your emotions and they wanted you to be happy so they feel better about themselves, right? That's how that works. But when you're like, you know what? I get to be and act and feel however I want because it's my life and I get to choose what it means. Because we don't see the world as it is, we see the world as we are. So whatever is going on inside of us is what we project out into the world, and we see it. If I'm at chaos inside, I see the world as being in chaos. If I'm in unconditional love and peace, then I see the world more peaceful and more full of unconditional love. So very great card to let you know you have the power. And then you have the Eight of Pentacles here. And Eight of Pentacles is really about doing the work, usually in other readings, it would be more about, if it's like job related, you're making progress and you're doing a lot, getting a lot of output and getting a lot of progress and moving along. Things are going smoothly in that. And so the Pentacles for you in this reading represents the outside world. So you're seeing, with this power that you're having, you're seeing things line up, because the Eight of Pentacles, look at it as 2, 4, 6, 8. So it's this smooth line. Look at it that way, instead of like a 7 where it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, where there's obstacles in the way. This is a clear path. You start to feel this flow. And with this fire, as it burns up those blockages that are in that pipeline of yours, then you just have this smooth flow, this peace. You feel more unconditional love filling you up. You feel more energetic. And whereas this said, you might be feeling this overwhelming feeling where you don't even want to get out of bed. This is what changes it, right? This fire, this renewed passion has you get excited about getting up and getting out of bed and getting on with living life instead of just existing. Yep. And here's the Seven of Swords. So this is all the thoughts and all those conditions, all those things that I was telling you about, all these supposed tos, around this sadness that you have been told what everything means, and you can begin to question those. And what's wonderful is that these this whole journey here is about it brings it to your face. So you've had situations happening over and over again to bring this forward for you. It's not a judgment, it's not a punishment saying you need to take care of this young man or the young lady. You need to take care of these emotions. It's bringing these to you so that you can experience them and understand them and flow through them rather than resisting them and having them clog up your life. Because if you're holding on and resisting all these emotions, like in that pipeline, they just start to back up and you're holding all those emotions you don't think you should feel away. But when you start to allow them to flow and the fire starts burning some of them away, then you start having this flow where you can feel an emotion. You don't have to act on it, right? You can get angry, you can get sad. You don't have to act out on those emotions. You can just take some deep breaths and experience them and let them flow on by. It's like a leaf floating by or a stick floating by in a stream. You don't have to go down and pick it up. You can just watch it and witness it and let it go. You don't have to pick it up and eat the leaf. And then you have the Four of Cups, and this really represents like new emotion being offered to you. The usually this will have like a hand offering another cup to you. And then the other three are something that's already been, the 3 cups are the ones that are out here, the things that were supposed to fulfill you, supposed to make you happy, supposed to be enjoyable, but they haven't. it's, they've disappointed you, whether it's a person with a relationship of some sort, whether friends, family, partner, marriage, or whatever, or if it's a situation like a job or just a position of some kind, or something that you had, like a vehicle that broke down, or a house that burned down, or is falling apart, something of yours that was stolen. These things out here that were supposed to make you feel happy and fulfilled haven't. And that's what this card is about, is dealing with, okay, I'm bored and unsatisfied with what I have. I want something new. And so that's kind of like this. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. What's new? What else is coming? And so this fire is going to come and help you just really connect to the other cup, which I really look at as like the Ace of Cups, which is like the Holy Grail, or the vessel that the water bearer brings of the living waters and says, here, this will satisfy you. Excuse me. And what that is that cup is full of the unconditional love of the creator of all things. And that is what satisfies, and what satisfies our thirst, quenches our thirst. So just know that is what is being brought to you, is this ability to see beyond all this stuff that you've been taught, all these emotions that you don't have to experience if you don't want to. And then you have the Ace of Swords. So this is, we're going to put this on top of this one over here, because this is what cuts away those old beliefs. These are new beliefs coming in, new attitudes, new ways of seeing things, which is totally in line with what this card was saying, is that you're going to be ready to let go of your attachment to this emotion, to this resistance of this emotion, and you're going to redefine what it means about you, because like we talked about with this magician, you have the power to change what anything means about you and for you. And so that's what this Ace of Swords is being given you. It's like, here, this is your power to choose, your power to transform. Yep, perfect. And you have the World. And this World card, it's basically, you can kind of see this whole big circle. Again, the cycle is complete. You're ready to let go. You're ready. You've come full circle in a way, to where you are ready to start something new. And like this said, again, this is really reiterating this sadness card here, where it talked about, okay, I've understood, I've learned what I can from this. It no longer serves me. I'm ready to let it go and start my next adventure. It's almost like walking up a spiral staircase. You've gone one full circle, and you're ready to go up onto the next level. So whatever was in level 1, a lot of that doesn't serve you anymore, because you've learned and gleaned what you wanted to from that, and so now you're ready for that next step. And here you have the Queen of Swords. So the Queen, of course, is a very feminine energy. It's the emotion and the balancing between the swords. The Queen of Swords, of course, she masters the swords, and she survived all the way from the Ace of Swords all the way up, to the Knight of Swords right before this one. So you've gone through and have dealt with a lot of it. She's holding on to the thoughts that she has there. And I love these cards, because it's like, face planted. That's the opposite. When you don't deal with your thoughts and emotions, then you're just like, oh God. Not again. But with this, it shows that you have balanced both your beliefs, and you have this getting out of your mind and all that judgment and all that noise in your mind, and you're connecting with your heart, which we talked about with the Ace of Cups. That's where you're connecting to a higher place, where you find the unconditional love from the Creator, and that's becoming your source and your balancer. So when you connect back to your heart, then you are seeing things more clearly. And all those thoughts and all those sharp edges that are poking at you, they get, unconditional love is like a little cork that put on the end of the pokey things to where, it becomes more of a blunt instead of a sharp poking, if that makes sense. So yeah, definitely looking at your thoughts and your beliefs around sadness and your life in general. So a beautiful, beautiful month of transition there for you. And then we're going to pull a card here. These are the Notes from the Universe by Mike Dooley. I'll show you just in case you're interested in these. Got these a long time ago, and they just have wonderful messages from the universe, from the creator, from the other side, and we'll see what message they have for you. And one more time. All right, creator, what else do you have for those that chose the... Okay, 2 messages. So the first one says, take massive action on massive dreams. Amidst massive uncertainties is pretty much where anyone who's ever done anything massive had to start. And then things got way easier. Massive love, the universe. Besides, massive uncertainties are normal. Woohoo! So I'll show that there to you in case you want to stop the screen for that one. But yeah, definitely we talked about fires, about action, taking action on your dreams, even in massive uncertainty. It's like that's usually when big things happen, right? And then you have, for every setback, disappointment, and heartbreak, ask yourself, what does this create the opportunity for? And therein you will find its gift. Everything has a reason. The universe. Oh, and if you look close enough, that reason will always be love, healing, or happy dancing, if not all 3. Yep, always a reason, like we're talking about. Life always happens for us, not to us. So I love those 2. And then we're going to end the reading here. I also have these little Aboriginal dreaming cards. And we'll see what the final message is here for those that chose the fire element. Okay. Okay, any others? Okay. And any others? Nope. Oh, that one? Okay. So this is the first one that came out. You just can't make this up, right? It says, allow yourself the space to feel miserable. Mourn what has been lost or what cannot be. If you don't take the time now, your sadness will catch up with you later when you're least expecting it. So I'm going to put that down here. Sadness with sadness. That is hilarious. And then you've got assuredness. And that says it's time to challenge this situation and say, this is not good enough. Stand tall and take a stand. It's time to show the world just how damn tough you are. And this is very much about taking action here. So I'm going to put this one right here, touching the world. And then your last one is curiosity. And it says there is so much knowledge surrounding this decision that you need to make. However, there are more options you have not yet considered. So slow down and the right opportunity will present itself. So we're going to put that one right here. So great messages for your Leo season here. I know, at first you're like, oh crap, sadness, but it's a transformative, it turns the frown upside down. It allows you to embrace the frown and smile and enjoy life no matter what you're feeling. Just knowing that, especially with this magician, realizing that you are more than just this human body. You have this divine free will to transform anything that's going on in your life at any time. So, and just know as you go throughout this Leo season that every moment of every day you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things, and I love you too. We'll talk to you soon. You take care. If you chose reading number 2, which is the sun, and I know that's kind of a creepy looking sun sometimes, but this of course has to do with our will, our ego, our self-expression. So, it's definitely kind of our shadow as well, because the sun creates the shadow. So, very interesting there. I did want to let you know that these cards come from this deck here, and the information I kind of glean and gather from there as well. So just in case you were interested in those. And so it mentions, like I said, the sun is all about our will, our willingness, our ego, how we express ourselves. It's associated with our birth, of course, because, our sun sign's always about our birthday. And that is what this zeroes in on. And so for this reading, we're going to be looking at how you're expressing your sense of yourself. It has to do with your self-image, your self-esteem, I guess is a good word for it, your individuality. And it also helps identify ideas that we have about paternal figures or those that were in authority over us. And it also, so all that can be indicated by the sun in general for you. So what we're going to dig in here, we're first going to pull a card here from these beautiful cards, the Aboriginal Spirit Oracle. We're just going to see what the Creator would like those of you who chose the Sun card to know about your Leo season. And Leo season runs around July 22nd up to August 22nd when we move into Virgo. So this will be for this period of time. And as always, all the readings are timeless. Creator and Spirit are not bound by time. So if you come across this reading outside of that time frame, just know that you were guided here and you trust your gut and intuition that brought you here. And still listen to it. There's bound to be messages in there for you. All right, Creator, what do you want those that chose the sun sign to know about their Leo season, please? Okay. And you got intuition. So yeah, definitely, like I mentioned, trust your intuition. It's going to be a month that you're really guided into your inner self, your inner heart, to that place, to that vibration, to that frequency where you really are hearing more clearly. For the other side, the veil is going to be extra thin for you during this month. So definitely when making decisions, get out of your head and trust your intuition a lot more than you're used to. And it's going to be a good month for you to test it out too. So something that I came across from my path a couple of days ago was a recommendation. It's like, yeah, if you want to kind of test your intuition and to grow it, next time your phone rings, before you look at who's calling or whatever, just think, who could that be, and see if you're right, And that just helps you expand and reach out your awareness, your internal awareness outward, and it just helps grow that muscle. So a beautiful thing here. Oh, let me read from the book here for you as well. There we go. So intuition is a state of awareness that can only come by knowing and trusting in yourself. So this is all about the individuality, right? You need to first notice, then trust the feelings, the sounds, the symbols, and the messages that come to you. They are not coincidences. Your intuition will provide you with guidance at any time in any situation. Just take the time to find that inner place of reflection, and the rest will come with ease. And the explanation for the card says, there have been signs in your past that you have chosen to ignore, but here today you're faced with a challenge to make a decision. You instinctively know what the best plan is, but this is a difficult decision for you to make. You've forgotten to trust your instincts and intuition, but in making this decision, the universe will support you. You will find peace at last by simply making this decision, and as a result, you will find a renewed trust in your intuitive abilities. Your intuitive senses have long been ignored, but now it's time to reclaim and trust your intuition. You will feel as though you're welcoming a new friend home. A sense of inner peace and reclaimed trust in yourself will find its way back into your life. And so definitely it's about working out which voice that comes within you is the one that you can trust from the other side, right? I know our heads are full of voices of opinions from all of our past. And one of the things that helped me grow my intuition and the connection is just paying attention to the voices. And when, one voice says this and it doesn't come to fruition or doesn't is not true, then I'm like, X, that's not the voice of the creator, of the Holy Spirit, of the Spirit, whatever your higher powers that you believe in, because that one speaks truth and that one is unconditionally loving, eternal, and can be trusted. And eventually one voice stands out among all the others that's always true. Everything else fails eventually, and so you can whittle down with that as well. So if that helps you, there you go. We're also going to pull some cards here from these Revelation Tarot by Zach Wong, and just see what else the creator would like you to know about your Leo season. And that one wanted to come out already, so we will allow it. All right, creator, what would you like those that chose the Sun card to know about their Leo season, please? Okay. What else? Okay. And any others? And last pass. Okay. Wow, okay. You got some messages. You got some messages coming through here. Let me just put these in order by how they presented themselves. And you got the Knight of Wands. So this is definitely, you can see all about the fiery energy. He's actually riding a dragon of fire. So you definitely have a lot of energy coming in for you during this month. And yeah, it's almost like, of course, with the sun and this being fire, the fire season with Leo being a fire sign, you just have this beautiful, beautiful energy that's just flowing in and flowing in. And that's what's igniting your intuition even more so than ever. So I love that for you there. And you do have the Lovers here. Now, of course, this can be read as, are you going to have, someone coming into your life and yada, 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 blah, 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 right? But for this reading, it does talk about this fire, this passion coming up. So it is going to ignite. If you're in a current relationship right now, that needs to be rekindled. You definitely are going to have the energy, the passion, and the pure love, not just lust, but the pure love is just going to be ignited, because the Lovers ultimately have to do with us reconnecting to the most beloved love that we have, which is the creator of all things, right? The love that we seek, the love that this whole journey is about to understand is from above or from within. But the external conditional love experience that we have allows us to understand more deeply what true love is by experiencing what conditional, temporary, unstable love is. So I think this is a great indicator of where this fire is going to be coming from, because trusting your intuition, again, you have to trust that inner voice, and so that inner connection is so important for you during this month. And then you have the Page of Swords. So this is a great place to be for this, because the swords are all about your thoughts, your beliefs, your mind. And this is, like I was talking about, it's a month to get out of your mind and trust your intuition more. Well, the Page of Swords, the page is messages. So you're going to get messages coming through, but the page is also kind of like a childlike, and it's almost, for me, whenever I get a page within the tarot deck, it's about returning back to the childlike place before you had so much suppression, with all the have to, supposed to, should to, have to's, needs to's. And so it's coming to this place of, children are really known to connect to the other side. In fact, I forget who says this, but they love spending time around little children. Maybe it was Wayne Dyer. He said, when he was still on the earth, whenever he came around young toddlers and the parents, were distracted looking away, he goes, "So tell me about God," because they still have this connection before all the thoughts and all the supposed to's, have to's, and suppression begins. And that's kind of where this is, like returning to that state of mind where anything's possible, and your mind is free. And in that freedom and that openness is when we can hear these messages more clearly, because there's less noise. So you turn up the vibration of love to hear more clearly, but you can also at the same time turn down the volume of the fear noise and all those supposed to's and all that static, and can hear even more clearly. And then you got the Magician. So definitely this has to do with regaining your power. This is usually there's holding a wand toward the heaven and a hand toward the earth, and it's about bringing those messages down through you. The lightning comes through the lightning rod, which is you. So the sun communicates through you to the earth. And so this is really about that connection, that not only do you have messages for yourself, but you have messages for others as well. So you have this clarity coming in, and don't be afraid to speak up and mention things. And at first, I know you don't want to go, "I'm hearing from the Spirit and it is telling me about your life." In the beginning, I didn't do that. I just presented it as, "Have you thought about this possibly?" And people are like, "How did you know that?" Or I'm like, "Yeah, I can understand where you're coming from. It's like, let's say you're going through this type of situation. This is what happened." And they're like, "Who told you?" "I haven't told anyone yet." And it's like, whoa, so you start to realize that those ideas that just pop into your head are from somewhere else. All right. And then you have the Moon. This is totally makes sense, because the moon energy is all about the emotions, about connecting to the unknown, definitely about intuition, and doing that. And the sun reflects off of the moon. That's what makes the moon shine and makes it bright where people on the earth can see it. Otherwise, when it's in the new moon phase where it's just not showing up, it's still there, just people can't see it. So this is really about letting this light shine within you so that people can see the hope that they need, that they get the messages that help them realize who they really are, help them see their higher selves more clearly, to see that they're not these human bodysuits, but that they're these angels walking around in human bodysuits. So I really feel, it's about that. And this is confirmation of that. The Six of Pentacles is about giving and receiving. So being open to doing this is a very important thing. I'm going to put this over here, because this is about, communicating messages, not just being the receiver of messages from the other side, but being the giver of messages. And I know for some of you, that is very scary. But like I said, the thing to keep in mind is not to speak it as its absolute truth in the beginning, because we do have ego involved in the beginning sometimes, where we, that static is still there from our ego. All these supposed to, shoulds, and needs tos are still active in our human side, where the message is coming through. So sometimes before we learn to step out of the way, it comes through us, and we kind of go, oh, you definitely should do it with that situation. We're hearing, a partial message, and then we're adding in the other part, which makes it kind of a half truth for, someone. That's when you have experienced people who say they are psychics and they do readings and stuff. And it's like, well, a lot of what they said was true, but some of it wasn't. It's like, well, they're still fine-tuning, their channel. They're still turning down their fear noise and turning up their love frequency, so that they can, hear even more clearly. So I always say, take what resonates with you and leave the rest. And there you go. And then you have judgment, which I know this is like, what? But judgment is actually about, for me, is about seeing how this is the little man, and it's connecting to this winged creature up here. It's about remembering who you really are. And it's about, because it's kind of about Judgment Day, where people rise from the grave, and it's kind of representative of the rapture in the Christian faith, where the bodies rise and, go to the heavens. But this is about recognizing and remembering who you really are. This powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being made of unconditional love. The soul, your higher self, is who you really are. And this little itty bitty human, body suit that you're, part of you is, playing. It's almost like you're walking around and, putting boots on your fingers, and you're walking around here on the earth. It's a small part of yourself that you're experiencing this journey upon the earth as, for your growth and experience, and understanding what trust is and what unconditional love is. And that's your whole journey here. But this is, with the intuition, it's about remembering who you really are, because that's what connects you to your higher self, to the higher realms outside of space and time that have all knowledge and all information, right? All right. And then we're going to pull a card or two here from Notes from the Universe cards. I got these a long time ago. Mike Dooley, he's hilarious. Great communicator of messages from the universe. So these are a note from the universe, the creator, whatever higher power you believe in. All right, creator, what do you want those that chose the sun sign? Okay, sun sign to know. Okay, any others? And last pass. Okay, this one is calling out as well. So this one says, it's not that you worry, but that you care a lot. And knowing this can make such a difference, because then you can also remember that caring is my specialty, that every life unfolds in the palm of my hand, and that not 1 second of eternity is ever revealed that I haven't carefully prepared. Silly, the universe. But hey, thanks anyway. So I love this. It's about trust the creator, trust that everything is in very capable hands, and that as things are revealed, that things aren't revealed until they're ready to be revealed. And that is something too, if you have been sharing and you're like stepping up your intuition to a whole nother level, sometimes there's like a silence for a reason. I had someone ask me, can you tell me if my girlfriend's pregnant? And I got the message inside saying she's not, but don't tell him, because this experience is not so much about the end result, it's about his reaction to it. And so I told him that, because that's what they wanted me to tell him. I'm like, I'm not going to tell you the answer to that because it's all about this. And it was like, wow. So it really gave him a different viewpoint. And that was what was meant to happen. And it was no answer, but there was an answer, but it wasn't the answer they were looking for, right? And then you have, for me, loving you in your life has never been a function of what you do or don't do, have or don't have, are or are not. That would be rather ridiculous, don't you think? Not to mention superficial, judgmental, and thoroughly dim-witted. And I can't help but think everyone might be even happier by adopting the same policy. Tally-ho, the universe. I love the sense of humor that comes through, from the other side, because they really are, this is all about the unconditional love we talked about. There is no condition. There's nothing you can do to gain more of the love of the Creator. You have it all already without condition. And without condition, there's nothing you can do to lose it at all as well. All right. And then I also have the Aboriginal Dreaming little cards here too. And so we're just going to see what final message the Creator has for those that chose the Sun card, please. Okay, any others? Great, and last pass. Okay, feel whatever. Yeah, this one's my standing out. And so let's see what we've got here. Yep, we've got exhaustion. Long and challenging as this journey is, it's worth the struggle. The results are long-term and worth every sacrifice made along the way. So I like that. I'm going to put this one with this card here about that everything unfolds for a reason. And exhaustion really comes down to these swords as well. About what I love is the 10 of Swords in the tarot deck, because most of them, they have someone face planted and 10 swords in their back. All those thoughts and supposed tos and should be's, trying to live up to all of those, they all stabbed him in the back and let him down. And he's ready, finally, he's exhausted. He's to the point he's ready to let all those, I call them conditional love laws, fall away. And because they have not served him well at all. They've only stabbed us in the back. But it's part of the journey that we go through, taking on all these opinions from the outside, trying to make them all happen, and then failing at them at some point, because we can't do all of it perfectly, especially when some contradict each other. We're set up to fail in a way. But it's all for the sake of our journey, like it mentioned. Yeah, because you have resilience. So the opposite of exhaustion, or encouragement for that. And it's someone is protecting you from the truth because they're worried about your response. It's not their decision to make. You're tougher than they think. So I really feel the strong message for this is, you are resilient. You will rise from any ashes that have come across your path, like a phoenix. You are the sun, all this fire energy with the Leo. You rise from the ashes like the phoenix into this more powerful, being. In fact, this almost looks like, a phoenix rising from the ashes. And you've got bravery. And it says, it's time to reel in your warrior spirit. Not all conflict has to be a fight. The wise warrior will choose their battles carefully, weighing up risk on the road to achievement. So definitely, we talked about in the first reading about fire energy is fiery in a lot of ways. It can be, give you drive and passion and movement towards things, but also can be ignite extreme emotion and anger and things like that too. And so I like this about being brave doesn't necessarily mean about being bold and in people's faces with, swords ignited, on the back of a dragon to attack. It can be coming from this place of love. And I really feel a lot of this is talking about taking a step back from your mind, focusing on your heart and communicating through your heart this month. And just know as you go through every second of this Leo season that you are unconditionally loved by the creator of all things. And I love you too. You have a fantastic Leo season. We'll talk to you soon. You take care. And if you chose reading number 3, which is actually the sign of Leo or the card of Leo, then this is the reading for you. And just in case you're interested, this is the deck that these cards come from and where I gather some of the information regarding what this energy is for the month. So, for example, for this Leo, the kind of the phrase or saying for Leo is I will, and it's that willingness that allows Leos to really make things happen. It has the fire energy behind it, so they have that ability, that passionate energy of the fire that gives life to this kind of fixed focus quality. They're able to, like a lion, focus in on their prey and make their way to it, and to obtain it. And it also has this message of, remember your sovereignty, express your natural leadership qualities, the king of the jungle, right? So for this month, it's really accept that spotlight, that place of a spotlight, and to ask yourself, how can I shine? And then gather your courage, the lion, like the Wizard of Oz, he gathers his courage, gather your confidence, and then create your new reality in that. So I love the messaging that comes with this for you for your Leo season. And Leo season runs, from like July 22nd to August 22nd this year. So, but of course, if you're coming across this reading outside of that time frame, these messages are timeless because the creator and spirit are not bound by time. So if you were brought here by your intuition or your gut, trust that there's bound to be messages here for you. So outside, if you are, coming across this reading between July 22nd and August 22nd, then, this is the time frame that this is applying to for you. And we're going to pull some cards here, or a card from this Aboriginal Spirit Oracle. It's a beautiful deck, and we're just going to see what the creator wants for you that chose the Leo to know about your Leo season. All right, creator, for those that chose Leo, what you want them to know about their Leo season? Okay, that is the one. You got surprise. So, definitely you have some wonderful things, and this is not going to be a bad surprise. This is going to be for some of you, general reading, right? It's going to be some good news. Others for you, it's just going to be different news, the unexpected news. And that's not a bad thing either. Of course, nothing is good or bad anyway in its true form. We're the ones that put the story to it. So with whatever surprise comes, you get to decide what it means for your life, right? That's that whole Leo. You get to lead and for what it means. And I kind of see that as, even in like a business environment, leaders on the team, on your team or in your business, whenever something drastic happens within the company, the leaders are the ones that guide, is it going to be a bad thing or a good thing, by their attitudes towards it. So just know that you not only impact yourself by this, but you make it harder or easier for other people to choose good or bad or whatever based on you, because you can't help but being in the spotlight this month. You're just going to be out there, you're going to be seen, so just be aware, that you're being videotaped. It's that kind of feel, not that you really are going to be videotaped, but just act and think and reflect on as if you are. For this card, it says, when something unexpected occurs, we're surprised. Those feelings of a good surprise are wonderful, leaving you with tingly sensations. Because they are so unexpected, we are often humbled and thankful to have the experience. Surprises don't need to be materialistic. A surprise can be simply simply an unexpected outcome that occurs, which impacts positively on a person or a situation. It can be finding friendship, solace, and laughter at an event or in a situation that was totally unexpected. In the explanation of the card, it says, prepare for something wonderful to happen to you. It will come out of the blue and be totally unexpected. You feel it has been a long time since something good has happened to you, but you so easily forget the times when things were good and life was going well. You've been through challenging times of late and have forgotten how to enjoy yourself. Most importantly, you have struggled to see the positive sides of things, and this has kept you in the doldrums. When this surprise arrives, enjoy the feelings associated with it. Remember, it was not the surprise that you need, but more so the awareness and connectedness to the feelings that are associated with the fun of surprise. Yeah, why so serious? It's time to laugh, to play, to really, let your hair loose, foot loose and fancy free, and enjoy some laughter and some good times. So I love that message for you for this month. So Leo season is going to be a happy season, which makes total sense. Leo is all about fire, about, again, being involved in its jungle, walking amongst all the other animals of the jungle. So can be a party animal responsibly, right? All right, and then these tarot cards here are the Revelations Tarot from Zach Wong, and we're just going to see what else the creator would like you to know about your Leo season. Okay, what else, please? Okay. And any others. All right. So let me just put these in order and how they presented themselves. So your first card is the Devil. And don't be afraid, because this is what the Devil does in the tarot is it brings to you what you're ready to let go of, what you're ready to be aware of. In the major arcana, it's the first card of like if you took the 0 out and had it as a separate card, you'd have 3 rows of 7, and this card would be the beginning card of the last row. And these cards are always the one that introduce the next stage that you're going to. And what this does is you've gone through dealing with your ego, understanding your spirituality, and then the third one is about balancing your, being able to walk as this human on the earth as a spirit being too, having that awareness as you go through it, and what this energy brings you during the month of August. It just brings it to your face. It doesn't do subtle messages. It just goes, look, see this? And it's so loud to you because you've learned to listen. You've really come to this place in your life where you, it's like let's say the first column is you being in a very loud dance bar where the music was so loud, and you're like, oh, and you can hardly hear each other talk, and it's so noisy, confusion, chaos. And then the second row is when you go inward, and so you go outside and it's quiet, and you get used to the silence. And then the Devil comes in, and he's like, it's almost like you step into his car and he turns on, like when you turn on the ignition and you forget that you had your volume at the full volume on the hard rock station. It's very abrupt, and here it is. And so that surprise to you can also be that something's being brought to you in front of your face because you're ready to let it go. You're ready to transform it into something new. And that's what happens, is that's like the introduction, because usually after that comes the Tower, which this helps you identify what it is. And then the next stage is when you're letting it go out of your life. And then you have the Empress energy. So this is, a very opposite card from this, in that this is about birth. This is about feeling your emotion. And this is about freedom. And because it's the feminine energy, it is very emotional. And it's the stages before we get so confined by the emperor who is like suppressing us. It's like society saying all those shoulds, supposed tos, needs tos, and have tos. And then the Hierophant after that, which takes your spirituality and goes, here's all the shoulds, supposed tos, and everything through organized religion that, tries to keep your spiritual beliefs within boundaries. This is what is the natural state, like being out in Mother Nature, being free, and just feeling that freedom, feeling that way. And she's always pregnant because she's giving birth to new things, life, and bountiful, having everything you need. So, this is this beautiful surprise that comes after, this awareness that's happening. And I almost feel like this is kind of what you're going through, what you've been going through, or what you will at the very beginning of the season, and then you quickly transform, because Leo and the fire energy, and with the sun ruling it, it moves very fast. Things move very fast because there's that fire energy is very driving type of energy. So whatever happens, it quickly transforms into this gift. This is the surprise, and then this is the gift. Yeah, there we go. Because here's the Emperor, as exactly as I was talking about. This is what they're identifying for you to let go. Something that is so constricting to you, this self-belief about who you're supposed to be, how you should act, what you need to have in your life, what you just have to have going on. This is that restriction. This is that it's almost addiction, where it's like, I have to have this way, and you just are so stubborn with letting it go. But that's the whole thing, is this transformation that you come to over here. You can't make this up. So I talked about the Tower happening, right? So I'm going to put this right here, because this is exactly what is happening. The Tower, what I love about the Tower, and I don't think it has it in this one, in a lot of cards it'll have like this Tower, and it'll have this lightning bolt, and there's one person leaping out of the Tower, and there's other person getting blasted out by the lightning bolt. And the beautiful message with that is that whenever there's going to be change happening, like this the devil is like in your face right before the Tower. But before we come down here, of course, we like, when am I going to be born? When is my death scene for this character that I'm playing? And all these events that happen in between. And some of them we ask, this is when the Tower moment is going to happen, but start giving me hints beforehand where I can make the choice to leap from the Tower before the lightning hits if I want to. And there's times that we do, and there's times that we don't. And this is saying this is one of those times, especially with the devil being there, that this is something that you've been knowing is not doing you any thing healthy for your journey. It's no longer serving you. It's been time to let it go. It's like, I don't know why they just showed me, you've got these bananas that are even beyond making banana bread with them. They're actually growing mold. And you're like, well, I hate to get rid of them because I paid for those. And it's like, it's time to let it go. And this Tower moment is, it's being removed out of your life. And that's what could be this surprise happening. And then in the end, that it's the best thing for you. It's kind of like a relationship too. Sometimes you look at, whether it's a job that you just hate and you are having so much trouble at, but you don't want to leave. and they're not firing you, or it's a relationship where you know it's not doing anything good for you and you should leave, but you don't want to be the one to break up. This is like the other person breaks up with you, or you get, you know, they let you go. You know, it's like that type of thing where it's like, okay, it's not such a bad thing. It actually sparks a whole new piece of your life for you. You were just didn't want to, you know, be the one to do it, or you were scared to do it, and then it happens for you. And then so though it's a surprise and it's like okay, yeah, but in the end I'm glad it happened, right? Because here you have the King of Cups. And so this is all about, you know, cups are the emotions. The King of Cups is unconditional love. It's kind of like the Christ consciousness. He holds the Ace of Cups, which is the Holy Grail, which what the water bearers bring, you know, Aquarians bring. They bring the living waters that quench our thirst. So this is what, you know, shows us emotional fulfillment, and you know, really things that, you know, when this Emperor is all about the mindset, right? About this have to, the should tos, the supposed tos, and the King balances all those. And it's almost like there's like this Four of Swords card that I love that shows someone resting in a nest with all these poking swords, which are thoughts, but there's a thread with a heart wrapped around each one of them, which is what I'm feeling from this card for this reading for you is this love is what just really brings making these thoughts and these emotions, these prickly judgments you have against yourself, so much more smoother and a blunt instrument instead of something that's cutting you. It's just more of a poke instead of a slice, if that makes sense. And then you got the Two of Wands. So definitely this is about making plans for the future, a new journey, a new goal, full of fire, full of wonder, which I really feel will go here. So because of this surprise, you have this new birth, you have this new energy, this new self-love, this new confidence, like it mentioned, you know, that could definitely be represented by this too. And this is about making plans, stepping through. You know, there's like a two can be like a pause button, you know, how like on a video cord or whatever, the little button has two lines on it for pausing. And this is pausing to reflect and to make plans on where you want to go, what you want to do, where you want to head. And, you know, this release of this situation is bringing in so much energy, fiery energy, for you to move in the direction that you truly want anyway. And the surprise, you know, though it might, like it mentioned in the card, is unexpected, it does bring you this clarity on what your next steps will be, because you were like, oh, I don't know, kind of wishy-washy, and I'm kind of scared to make the jump. And they're like, shove, like I mentioned, sometimes we need a little push. I'm not sure if it mentioned in this card, if it was the second reading, but it mentioned sometimes the universe will give us a little nudge. And that's what we wanted and we asked for, because we're like, I really want to go swimming. So if I don't do it, I give you permission to nudge me into the pool. And we sure got nudged, but then we're like, woohoo! So it's a good thing there. Yep. And then you have the Star, which represents the Aquarius, which, you know, I talk about the water bearer, but the star in the sky, you know, you definitely, you know, we talked about with this Leo card about you're just going to be shoved into the limelight. You are going to be the superstar, you know, in this Leo season. So just know that when you get brought up, just, you know, again, you don't have to become arrogant or a snobby superstar. You can be very, you know, those like Hollywood stars that you're just like, oh my God, they are the most kindest, humble, giving people and are grateful, you know, for what has been brought to them. So you're grateful for the gift that is brought to you that month. All right. Now we're going to pull some cards here. These are the Notes from the Universe by Mike Dooley. And I love these. I got them a long, long time ago. But they are just hilarious a lot of the times. And these are going to be the message the Creator has for you. Whatever you believe your higher power is, this is a message from them to you. So Creator, for those that chose the Leo card, what do you want them to know for their Leo season, please? Okay. And that one? Okay. 3? Okay. Extra special. So this one says, even now, as so many dreams of yours are in the midst of coming true, know that I have dreamed even bigger and better for you than you can now comprehend. And my thoughts become things too, the universe. Even now, as so many dreams of yours are in the midst of coming true. So I really feel this is so perfect for right here, because that was definitely talking about, making plans for your dreams and having your dreams come true. You were existing in this situation. Here you're dreaming and living. And that does bring you a spark. You don't want to get out of bed. I have to go to work again kind of thing. This is like, I can't wait to, get going and live life. This could be relationship. Oh God, I'm going to wake up next to them again, or I have to see them again. And this is, wow, I can't wait to see them again, kind of feel. And then this one says here, the older the soul, the softer the glance, the quicker the smile, and the sooner to say, I love you. Utterly fearless, the universe. They also skip and wink more than normal and hold hands with those they walk beside. So I'm going to put this over here. That represents, like we're talking about, the relationship we have to others too. If you don't find yourself, the opposite of this is, what you're feeling here. You're not quick to say I love you. You're not quick to smile. You don't have soft glances. It's more like I'm going to kill you glances. But this is about when this tower burns down, it's those old ways, those old feelings, those old things that are no longer serving you. They go away. And then it says, the day will come, I assure you, when you will sit so high upon your throne that you absolutely no slight or violation you will have ever endured will matter to you in the least. If that day hasn't already come, all bow the universe. I just hope you're not afraid of heights. This is so perfect for, again, remember your sovereignty. That's what this card mentioned. So remember that you are the ruler of your life. You're co-creating it with the Creator, but you get to determine what anything means about your life. You're the one that gets to, like we were talking about the gift, whatever the gift may come, you can think it's the most awesome thing ever, or you can choose that you don't like it at all. And none of it's wrong, but it's your life. You get to live with whatever choices and attitudes you take about anything that comes into your life. Oh, and I'm sorry, the last thing we're going to do is pull a card here from the Aboriginal Dreaming and see what the final messages are for those that chose the Leo card. Creator, what else would you like? Okay, thank you. Okay, and that one. And that one? Okay. You got amazement. You have worked harder to get everything just the way it is right now. Trust and enjoy this moment, everything as it should be. And I really feel like this is how you feel when you start living your dream, when you have made this transition from this sudden surprise and have chosen to look at it as an amazing event, an amazing release to take you to your next level. Yep. And then you've got joy. Lighten up, Find that hidden inner child and have a play date. Laugh, be silly, dance, sing. It's time to have fun again. And that's totally what this surprise card was about, is why are you so serious? It's time for some joy. And I love that. Yep. And you got foolishness. You're worried that by letting go of your frustration, those who are responsible will perceive they have won. Well, they have won, because the only one suffering is you. And this is perfect for over here. It's like, yeah, I'm going to let that go. I'm going to let that burn down. And then you have frustration. Your frustration is not a wasted energy if it is channeled positively to create a better outcome for yourself. Embrace frustration and work with it, not against it. And that's a good transformative energy here too, that takes you from this, suppressed feeling into the joy and amazement, because, all this frustration is about trying to live up to everything this emperor has put in place for you. This is who you're supposed to be, what you should do, what you need to do, what you have to do, blah, 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 right? And that comes very frustrating especially when those rules are always changing, contradicting each other, more always coming in and none going away. What's wonderful is that the surprise allows, things to burn down so you can start a new foundation and start this new beautiful part of your journey. So beautiful, beautiful month for you coming up for your Leo season here. And just know, as you go through every second of every day, that you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. And I love you too. Have an amazing Leo season. You take care now. Happy birthday, all my Leo sun signs. This is your special birthday reading, and I hope that your next rotation around the sun brings you more unconditional love, peace, joy, and laughter than you can handle. So we're going to go ahead and just pull this special. I'm going to use the same cards as I did for the other readings. I'm just going to see what message the Creator has for your special birthday. And this can be representative of your entire next year around the sun. So we're just going to see what the Creator would like you to know about this upcoming new rotation. Like, what's the big theme that is going to be coming around here for you? The Creator, for our Leo sun babies, what do you want them to know about their next year? Okay, I feel like you're going to have two messages here, and I love this. You're going to have a beautiful journey of compassion. So really learning to love yourself so much more than you already do. And I know, being a Leo sun, you definitely have this journey of self-love, because, Leos, you have this fire energy and this identity, and you have a lot of focus. Like, your life focus, just astrologically, has a lot to do with your self-image and your journey about your individuality. About think of yourself as like the Lion King. You feel like you have so much responsibility of who you're supposed to be, and it's like this challenge of always discovering, who am I really? Who am I really? And this next year, you do a lot of awareness to discover that what you really are at your core is unconditional love. You are a giant heart. And so this key is unlocking this awareness of who you really are. Yeah, and accomplishments. So a great year of standing out, of obtaining those things that make you feel fulfilled finally, and that is because you find so much of this internally here. Because the external things might have accomplishments, but they don't feel like accomplishments for long. But as you discover this inner world, this inner accomplishment, this inner awareness, that's what makes you feel just like you're on top of the world, and you have that golden chalice there. That's like the Ace of Cups too, which amazingly enough in tarot for me represents the unconditional love we find inside us, which is from the creator of all things, that we discover and connect with that. So it's perfect for that. Let me also read from the book here for this. So it says, compassion is being able to define the differences between sympathy and empathy. Sympathy is about feeling another person's plight and being caught up in the trauma and emotions of the situation. Sympathy makes it difficult for you to separate yourself from the feelings they are experiencing. Empathy is about understanding what the person's plight is without taking on the feelings associated with the problem. There is some degree of separation with empathy as you witness the person's feelings and situations rather than being caught up in it. So be clear when you are supporting or judging people as to which is more beneficial to the situation: sympathy, empathy, or compassion. And that explanation of this card says, compassion is something that you're not very familiar with. For some reason, you believe compassion is a weakness of character and should not be indulged in. There are certain issues you feel very strongly about, and you feel if you listen to the other side of the argument, this will be seen as a sign of giving in. If you do in fact listen, you will find a different perspective to the situation and be surprised it is not unlike what you believe. It's just coming from a different angle. Let your guard down and let people see who you really are. Don't be scared that they won't like you, because the fact is they will see you as a different person and will soften to you. This is a great time to form new friendships and begin new relationships. That's beautiful. And that is, something that happens when we're talking about seeing things from a different perspective and a different angle. And it talks about that, we'd be surprised that it's not unlike what we believe. At the core, everyone is searching for unconditional love. Everyone is searching for this love. Everyone wants to be loved, and everyone has a dream, which at the root is about being loved. And so this really, is so true about when we have compassion. We are able to take a step back, not take things personally from others. We can see their viewpoint and understand and go, okay, if they're attacking me, they're not attacking me. They're fearing something. So what are they fearing? It's not about me. When they're not in fear and they're in compassion and they're in this place of love, it's a smooth communication. When one of us is in fear, we're in fight or flight mode, and that's not good for a conversation. A fight is not good for conversation, and when someone's left the conversation, that's not good for conversation, because you generally need two people for the conversation. So, just be aware of that. And then accomplishment says, accomplishment is the result of our journey. Often we fail to recognize the significance of the journey that delivers us to the place which we deem success. During our journey to get to the finish line, there are usually lessons we have learned along the way, and these experiences are filled with wisdom. True accomplishment is defined by the lessons we experience on our journey. The journey is as significant as the destination in which it ends. I love that. And the explanation of the card says, stop being impatient. Slow down and savor the journey. Look at what you have accomplished and how you arrived at this moment in time. You did the hard slog to get here. Now just rest for a moment and enjoy the success and triumphs. You're such a high achiever that each time you achieve your goals, you shift the goalposts. It's okay to reassess your goals, but you find yourself continually chasing higher and still higher goals when in actual fact you already surpassed these goals some time ago. As a result of your hard work, there is now a great opportunity coming to you in this following year. Just give the universe some time for all the final pieces to fall into place, and you will be off and running again. All right. That's a wonderful message for your next year. We're also going to pull some cards here from the Revelations Tarot. And we will see what additional messages the Creator has for your birthday message for this next year. Creator, what else do you have for our little Leo sun babies? Okay, I feel like you got these three and these three. And that one. Okay. I also wanted to let you know that I do put out monthly readings as well. They should be at the end of this video on a playlist. So if you want to kind of just keep a gauge on what's coming up for your next month as far as themes and energies that the Creator wants you to know, just check into that. And if you subscribe to my channel, then you'll get notified when those come out. I usually start putting them out like one a day or so from the middle of the month toward the end for the next month. So I usually give you a little bit of leeway there. All right, so let's check these out here. Whoops. Yep, you got the World. Da-da! You have the World. So yeah, this is about success, about endings and new beginnings and new cycles. So definitely a very positive card for you here, because yeah, you've when it's talking about you've reached the end of things and you're ready to let those old things go that no longer serve you and move into new things. So it's really a great message there. You got the Five of Pentacles. And this is about your beliefs around lack and thinking about your worth and your worthiness. And it just represents that. You think of it like four pentacles and one in the middle. There's something blocking the flow there. And that's you. It's your beliefs about yourself. It's the beliefs about your lovability, your worthiness to be able to receive more. And what I love about this, though, is that, when you, with this work that you're going to be doing, or I don't like saying work, but this inner journey that you're on, an inner discovery that you're making, this inner love that you unlock, really has to do with this, and it opens up this flow that brings you these accomplishments. So, the sooner that you unlock that, the sooner that these accomplishments come for you during that time there. Yeah. Ten of Wands. Again, the Ten of Wands is like you've carried all these wands and you're exhausted. You've done all the work. You put in all, like it would talk about slogging. You've carried all those wands and you've gone this journey. You're ready for that ending and for that new beginning. You're just feel like you have so many, candles burning at so many ends. It's time to determine which candles no longer need to be lit, and you don't need to be investing energy in them anymore, because you've been trying to do so many things to try to feel worthy and to make certain things happen that and as it mentioned, you have done some things and you've made progress, and you kept on moving the goals that you've had. And when you look back, you realize, I've obtained a lot of the goals already. And it's like, yeah, but you still have a lot of things in place trying to reach those old goals, and those things you have in place don't serve your new goals. So you can let those go and stop investing money and time and energy into those. And this is the Eight of Cups. So this is about that you have left things behind and you're moving into that new direction. Again, think Eight of Cups is 8 cups in a row. So you've got this smooth flow, that you have this whole channel that is open for new things, because you are letting these old things go. Like the Seven of Cups would have had a block in the middle of all that, instead of having it being an open channel. So you've really got this, with letting these things go, that's what opens up this flow of energy and ideas and finances and time into things that are going to bring you these new accomplishments in this next coming year. And you've got the Hierophant here. So this is about limiting beliefs around your spirituality, around your who you really are in the higher realms. When we go through the our journey of the major arcana in the beginning, the 4 in the major arcana is the emperor, who is the societal rules that suppress us. Before that, we're free children going, look, there's all these possibilities. And then society and everyone comes and goes, wait a minute, should, supposed to, need to, have tos, you have to do all this stuff first, and it bogs us down. And then the Hierophant comes, and our spirit is, our spiritualness and connection to the heavens is that, and then organized religion and everyone's beliefs and everything come and go, no, that's not, this is how your spiritual journey is supposed to be. And so this is about looking into that, because that has to do with this unlocking that you have here. So I really feel that a lot of what you let go of here and leave behind is these beliefs about who you are spiritual-wise, and connecting to this, golden chalice, that just that beautiful presence of the Creator, feeling the unconditional love of the Creator of all things. Nothing you can do to lose it, because there's not one condition. One condition makes it conditional. It's unconditional love, unconditional acceptance, and we have it every moment. Nothing we can do to gain any more of it either. We have 100% of it. Nothing we can do to lose it. So it's really about this relationship that influences your worth, that just creates this open flow of this energy. And I love this too, how in this card, he's reaching toward the heavens there. Reaching for more. All these other cups are the cups of the things of the world that were supposed to fulfill us. And they haven't. And so we're letting them aside and reaching for something much greater. Yeah. Here's the 6 of Wands. This is about celebration, about recognition, success, accomplishment. So just affirmation of that there. Yep. And here's the 3 of Swords. So this is known as like heartbreak, or for me, it's expectations. And this has to do with like all that I talked about with the Creator. I'm sorry, not the Creator, the Emperor, where all those, like our worth gets defined by the external world, right? It's like, this is who you're supposed to be, who you're supposed to be with, what jobs you're supposed to have, what you're supposed to do, what you're supposed to own, have, look like, blah, blah, blah. I mean, this long list of things that are supposed to be. And then we're taught that all these things are supposed to make us feel whole and complete as we obtain them. So we go mad doggedly after trying to, prepare them, gather them all and control them all. And it's exhausting and it's disappointing. And that's expectations equal disappointment. And this is like the disappointment card for me. And it's because it's the suppressed, the swords are our beliefs, our mindsets, our, attitudes. And so these swords are the ones, usually it has 3 swords, into a heart. And so that's what this compassion solves. In fact, I'm going to put this right under here, because this is what unlocks that and sets that heart free from that belief that it can be broken, the belief that it is not worthy, the belief that it's worthless and worthless. So this unlocking of your heart is what transforms all that. Yep. And here you go, 9 of Pentacles. You're alone in your garden with all your lush abundance, which is all this accomplishment and all that. And that's definitely what all that means. And I'm going to put that right under here, because that totally represents these accomplishments too. All right, and then we're going to pull some cards here from the notes from the universe. So these are messages from your Creator, the universe, whatever higher power you believe in. But this is a great year. It's really about facing your belief in lack, your worthiness, and rediscovering new dreams and just achieving those real authentic dreams, not the everything you thought you were supposed to. You find this new revelation of yourself, and so your goals change, your approach changes, and your whole inner heart changes from one of lack and feeling just perpetual disappointment to one of feeling abundance, just feeling so grateful and for everything that you recognize that's in your life every day, instead of focusing on everything you're lacking because you were defining yourself by that long list of things. So you're always maintaining what's missing on this scavenger hunt that I'm on to trying to obtain all these things. And then instead it's like, nope, there's no scavenger hunt. You're amazing just as you are. Everything you have is extra. Then you're like, wow, look all the stuff I have, instead of what I don't have. All right, Creator, for our Sun Leo babies, what do you have for them, please? What message do you have for them for this upcoming year? Okay. Okay, what else? Any other birthday messages? Okay, they said read this one first. So I'll show that to you and then read it when I can get it closer to my face here. And it says, people who give are given to. People who care are cared for. And people who love age slower, run faster, jump higher, eat healthier, tend to live in cottages, are as happy with friends as they are alone, climb more trees, skip when they could walk, kiss when they could talk, take the odd Friday off, experience faster manifestations, and are really popular with animals. Love, baby, the universe. That's so funny. Because, I was just saying, what message for our baby Leos? So this is for you. Right? Any other birthday messages? Yep, that is it. You get 4 because it's your birthday. And I'll show you that one, and then I'll read it. It says, very often when you just can't decide between 2 or more options, it's because the answer that would most give you peace is actually none of the above. But not always. Choose me, the universe. Happily, it was really, really easy for me when I chose you. Wow. I'm going to put that over here because these are those choices, none of the above any longer. That is beautiful. And you have this one. This says, actually, everyone is reasonable. They just have their own reasons. And usually it's worth trying to learn what they are to max. Oh, I'm sorry, let me reread that. They have their own reasons. And it's usually worth trying to learn what those reasons are to maximize chances of full-blown 60s style psychedelic love fest, which is always a good thing. Groovy you, the universe. My reasons today are fun, laughter, and the 5th dimension. Yours? So I love that one. We're going to put right here. And then your last one here. And this is so perfect too. It says, the speed with which any dream may be realized is always a function of how small the miracles have to be in order not to freak out the dreamer. The universe. It's odd though, given that there are only miracles, that some are more accepted than others, huh? Great messages and great perspectives for you for your birthday year. And then lastly, we're going to pull cards here from these Aboriginal Dreaming Totems. And just to get your final birthday wish for this initial birthday reading for you. Nope. Okay, here we go. Any others? And last pass. Okay, nope. So these are it. Oh, yep. Self-love. Self-love is not egotistical. It shows you and others that you are worthwhile and deserve love in all its many forms. We're going to put that right here because that's totally the message we were talking about, right? And then discretion. Friendships are fantastic when there is equality in the relationships. Maybe it's time to undertake a quick audit of your friendship to ensure they are reciprocal. And I really feel that this is about over here, about what you're ready to let go and what was beneficial and things that you've been investing energy and time and money and love in that no longer you need to. And then you got caution. There is no truth behind this farce. Be wary of smoke and mirrors. Look closer and the illusion will soon melt away, revealing a sanctuary where only truth remains. And I really feel that this goes over here because this is what comes, as you move into this dream, this new way of living and this new, these new goals, these new, what you determine accomplishments and success are, that the caution is to just be aware of the smoke and mirrors that were always here, because when we start to feel unsafe and uncomfortable, we'll revert back. So let's just continue to be aware of those smoke and mirrors as you go throughout this next year. So what a beautiful birthday reading for you, all my Leo babies. I do wish you a very, very happy birthday. And may you know that every second of every day of your life, you were chosen. Like when he says here, happily, it was really, really easy for me when I chose you. So your soul was created specifically, and the Creator chose you to be created. And so just know that every second you are adored and unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. And I love you too. Happy, happy birthday. You take care now. We'll talk to you soon.